Every 210 days, thousands of people from villages all over South Bali converge on the tiny island of Serangan to attend the 3-day temple rites held at Pura, Sakenan. Golden carriages containing images of visiting deities from temples on the mainland are being carried across the tidal flats. The Balinese display a strong sense of community cooperation and collective responsibility in their adherence to ancestral traditions. In no sphere of life is this more apparent than in the regularity of their attendance at rites held in the numerous temples with which each person has affiliations. The protective barong, referred to in historical mythology as Sang Kalagade, manifests the animalistic qualities of the forces against which it is pitted in dance drama. The more human, witch-like Rangda, referred to by the Balinese as Ratu Ayu, manifests the power of demonic forces over which she has supreme control. Legend has it that 3 high Hindu gods descended to earth to mediate with Durga, represented by the Rangda, who was decimating the population through the diseases she was creating. In order to urge Durga to return to her benign form, the gods contrived a dance. White masks represent the watery elements of the human body. In dance, the watery elements unite with the fiery elements represented by the red mask to restore a life-preserving balance. Temple priests, distinguishable by their white robes and headcloths, are able to interact intimately with powers aroused in ritual. All temple rites must include a sacrifice of a white duck to Varuna, the god of the sea. These gigantic male and female deity figures recall a giant black king known as Sri Aji Mayadanawa, who ruled Bali in legendary times. Mayadanawa was so enamored of the Chinese princess whom he took to wife that he neglected temples and prescribed rituals. When the gods refused to cure his wife of a deadly illness, he became even more remiss in the execution of his ritual responsibilities. Crops failed, and disease raged. Bali became desolate. Temple festivals are social as well as religious events. Outside the temple enclosure, stalls sell drinks, toys and trinkets. Those who stay over the 3 days secure makeshift sleeping arrangements for themselves. In an offering in the form of dance, temple priests and priestesses pay homage to the deities of each direction, as well as to the great fanged king, the god of cholera, whose abode is on a nearby island. In the early hours of the morning, trance communication with deities occurs. Through techniques of contemplation and meditation, these priests prepare themselves to become vehicles for temple deities. Smoke from burning aromatic woods, incense and chanting entice deities to descend into the human realm in order to instruct the community on measures necessary for its continuing well-being. Sobbing, laughter and writhing are signs of the arrival of the possessing spirits. Priests mediate with the visiting spirit, pleading, urging and even arguing to secure benefits for the community. Deities themselves sometimes request new shrines or express dissatisfaction with offerings recently presented to them. The trance utterances of these priests will be heeded. Gods of the Hindu pantheon do not actively participate in trance rites. Those spirits which enter masks, priest mediums and shrines are local deities, as they are more involved in the mundane lives of ordinary people. Twin themes of horror and hilarity, characteristic of community rites, combine dramatic and playful strategies for dealing with powers of uncertain dispositions. To conclude communications with the supernatural, the sacred giant puppets sing rhymes in dialogue and enact a comic flirtation. Community rites display a kind of mystical pragmatism. They are not directed to reward or to avoid punishment in the hereafter. Expectations are more immediate.